What's up, Sauce Nation? It's your boy Ed Honcho, the real Ed Honcho. I had to move the thing. I done forgot where I put it. The real Ed Honcho. This is a Sauce Sports special right here. And if you don't know what Sauce Sports is, Sauce Sports is a homer channel. We're talking Houston, Rockets, Texans, Astros, Dynamo, Cougs, Owls. We're talking collegiate, high school, professional, amateur, semi-pro, whatever you want to call it. I don't see about that. And like I say, this is all Houston Homer stuff. This is all Houston. This is, we're talking Clutch City, Crush City, Splash Town, H-Town, whatever you call it. And I'm going to be honest, this intro is hard for me to do because I want to get straight to the fucking point. Oh, my God. I try not to do these. Like I said, I don't want to do them like directly after the games because I don't like to be too high or too low. But when football seasons come, I'm definitely do those right after the game because it's football. But the basketball games, it's different. Oh, my God. Let's talk about the worst playoff loss of all time. Now, I didn't go check any stats. I didn't go check anything like that to go compare other teams and things like that. And I'll be honest, I didn't even see what the fucking final score was. Because it was so bad, I assumed that my Comcast voice remote just heard me cussing my motherfucking ass off and yelling up a storm and trying to explain to my old lady why this shit is awful, why this shit is just garbage. And my fucking Comcast just cut off like 3 minutes left in the game. Like, the other channels were working for some reason. That shit, I could not get the game back on. I took it as a sign. I normally don't do this. I normally suffer to the very end. But that shit was excruciating. Like I said, I was doing my best to stick it out. I was going to watch it. If the TV wouldn't have fucked up, I'd have kept watching it. But I'm going to tell you who I blame about this loss. Everybody's talking about James didn't do this and James didn't do that and the Rockets didn't do this. I blame the fans. I blame every motherfucker in attendance at the Toyota Center last night. Now, some of you guys are going to get some of this blame just from association, guilty by association. Some of you guys know how that shit works. Because that crowd was piss poor. That crowd was garbage. Motherfuckers weren't showing up until halftime when the game was already out of hand. Look what you got to fucking understand here. You have a team in San Antonio, okay? They're back against the ropes. I mean, they're not actually backing out against the ropes. They have a chance to win. If they can go out and end it here, cool. That shouldn't have happened. No Kawhi, no Parker. So these guys are going to have to go out and play the ultimate team ball, which is what they did because they didn't have their superstar on the court. They ran everything through Aldridge, and he played amazing for, I don't know where the fuck he came from. That ain't the guy we've been seeing, most of this year or this postseason. But he came out, he played exceptional, was hitting every fucking thing. Rockets were not making shots at home, and like I say, the guys that should play average, it's not on Harden on this one, okay? So a lot of people want to point at Harden. Harden took the blame for it. But if San Antonio's role players could step up with no leader on the floor or Aldridge or whatever you want to call it and play well, what the fuck has been going on with our guys that they've been playing like trash at home, playing better on the road, but they still have not even played their average game. And that's why the Rockets lost. You can talk all that shit about James got all these amazing pieces around him and all this stuff. Man, don't get me wrong. I love what the Rockets did this year. It was a great season. I'm just so down because it was a horrible way to end the season. And it was the worst way you could possibly ever end the season. No stars on the floor. Well, DeMarcus, but he's a shell of his former self. So really, like, no stars on the floor. You got James out there, guys just missing fucking shots, not making. Can't blame the refs on this one. Can't blame anything. The guys, I look at I'm blaming the fans and I'm blaming the role players, okay? Because like I said, look at what these guys did when they didn't have their stars, when their stars weren't playing well. Motherfuckers stepped up and played fucking ball, okay? So, when they realize, hey, there's no go-to guy that we just got to get a ball to and we can sit back and relax and let him do everything. They realize that they have to make plays. They realize that they have to play ball, and they came out and did that. And then when they came out, when you're a fucking team, I don't care if you're professional, high school, you're in college, whatever it is, man. You do this shit for the fans. You do this shit for the love. The money is great, of course. But you play for that name on the front, okay? And when that name on the front doesn't show you the same love back, like I said, you come out of the game. It's an elimination game. Your back is against the ropes. And you come out and see that your crowd is empty. And this wasn't the first fucking game. Every game this series, the games in the Oklahoma, like the announcement, like, what the fuck is going on in Houston that motherfuckers who have tickets to the game don't go to the fucking game? Get there fucking late. Like, I understand, in Houston, the traffic gets bad. Depending on what side of town you work on and where you're at, it can be a little bit to get there. But guess what? If you got tickets to an elimination game and you don't show up till halftime and then you got the fucking nerve to boo yourself because you're a shitty fucking fan. And I hate to go into a rage like this because, like I say, man, I love the city, but, man, there's segments of our fan bases that piss me the fuck off. And I see it a lot at the Rockets games. I mean, it's not just in the playoff, like during the regular season. Motherfuckers don't ever show up on time to the fucking Rockets game, and I don't fucking understand it. Downtown can't be that fucking bad. I've gone to games, I go to games, and don't have that problem. Getting from the park, like getting quick. Like, I don't fucking understand. Like, do people not check the times on these tickets? Like, I don't blame the Rockets, man. I want to say great season to the Rockets. You overachieved because nobody had you motherfuckers making the playoffs this year. Now everybody's on your dick. Oh, well, they should have did this and they should have did that. And James, it was not that. Nobody named James as a preseason MVP candidate. Nobody considered the Rockets to do anything this year. But then we highlight the shit that was pissing me off is how they kept highlighting, Kawhi's out and Parker's out. Okay, we had a little bit of significant piece out in the Nay. That was huge. I mean, so that makes it when Capella has to contend against Gasol, Aldridge, and Lee, these guys, and he's just one man. Yeah, Anderson come out and do what he can, but that's not his forte. So you got these, you get Capellas and fouls, like these things are all here. So like that's why I say I hate the fucking national media. I can't fucking stand them. You're stupid fucking ass. I hate fucking Reggie Miller. But with that being said, man, great season by the Rockets. I'm most disappointed in the fucking fans last night because you let San Antonio come in here knowing they got a lot to play for, knowing they got a fucking chip on their shoulder. They came in and treated the stadium like it was their fucking house. Because I heard more San Antonio fans cheering loudly than I heard Rockets fans. Like, in the beginning, like the shit just, I mean, up until late in the second quarter, I saw a lot of empty fucking seats. I don't understand the shit. I don't fucking understand it. So like I said, I blame the fans for not getting behind the Rockets like they should and showing the support. These guys go out here and ball against all odds. If you're going to call yourself a fan, we know it's your money. We know it's your right to boo a bad product, but you're a part of that product. Being a fan, you're a part of that product. So if you go to those games, you're a part of that fucking atmosphere. You're a part of the game. You're the one that makes it difficult. You're the one that makes that noise, making it hard to shoot them free throws for opposing teams. You're the distraction. You're the energy. You're the excitement. But when you're not there, none of that fucking shit happens. And so that's why I say I'm pissed off about it. I really don't want to talk about it anymore. If you'd have heard me last night, oh my God, it'd have really been a thing. This was hands down the worst playoff loss in Houston history. And we got smoked a couple of years back in the playoffs in the Texans. You guys remember the whole Hoyer fiasco. I think this is worse than that because this is why I'm not a stat guy. This is why I look at what my eyes see. Because if you look at the statistics say that Rock should have blew the fucking Spurs out the water last night. Should have been a game over. We should have been going to Game 7 and challenging for a Game 7. James wasn't shooting the ball. He tried too early to get everybody else involved, and nobody else was on point. And so, it stagnated his game. And like I say, it was real hard to watch. Real hard to watch that. But so that's the last we'll be talking of, the Rockets advancing for this season. But we'll still have Rockets talk. We'll still keep updated. But that's the end of the road. All the we go to the end of the road, boys to men, all these things that are passing through my mind. I am devastated. I am actually. I'm last night I was livid. I was low. Oh my God, I was so mad. But nothing I can do about it. Unless the Rockets say, look, you can suit me up. You know what I'm saying? My J ain't like it was. You know what I'm saying? I might need a little practice. You know, let me run a 2 or 3 practices. Hey, but I'm saying, you know, I could play like I play a 2, maybe a 3. So Rocky, y'all need some help. Holler at me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I tie the hair back, everything. Won't be on the court slapping everybody around with and all that shit. Nah, I'm bullshitting. Basketball was not my thing. Even though, yeah, I was all right. But man, like I said, good season by the Rockets. I mean this shit positively. Good season by the Rockets. I have a lot to expect coming up with Capella. Definitely developing. Hopefully over the offseason he gets a little bit more time with Olajuwon. I've been calling it since Dwight got hurt, since Capella first came in that year in the playoff, that he would be a beast because that dude has the energy. It was funny that in the post-game conference, D'Antoni used something I used to like to say, or I like to say, is that they didn't have the juice. They didn't have the juice last night. You know, no juice, as Boosie would say. They had no juice last night, and that's unacceptable. You got to have some juice if you want to get loose. But with that being said, man, I am the real Ed Honcho. Twitter, Instagram, please, you know, give me a follow. If you like what I'm talking about, like I said, we talk Houston sports every day, multiple times a day. So we talking Texans, Rockets, Astros, Dino, even though I don't know a lot about baseball or soccer. And I keep saying that, but now that the Rockets are over with, I'm going to start dedicating more time into that since the Astros are in season. So I'm going to start studying that and try to bring you guys the hot baseball takes, even though mine might be a little cold because I don't know what's going on. But like I said, this is the real Ed Honcho. Give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe to the channel, Soft Sports. This is Soft Sports Special. SoftSports.com should be up soon. I've been fighting with HostGator the last couple of days, and once I get that up, man, hey, go check that out. We have some interesting things going on there. Like I say, man, just like, subscribe, check it out. All my social medias are in my the little bar up there. So if you want to see Soft Sports on other platforms, you can go check out the Soft Sports Facebook page. You can. I don't have a Soft Sports Twitter. It's just the real Ed Honcho. So all those things, like I say, man. But I appreciate everything. And like I say every time, man, that the Sauce Nation is growing, and I appreciate all the love that's been coming in. I try to comment to everybody. A lot of times I've been noticing some of my comments don't stick. Like I'll comment to things and I'll come back, and it'll be the same comment, but it didn't go through. So guys, don't feel like I'm ignoring you. If you're leaving a comment, I do my best. Like I say, I try to take some time and go back and knock out as many as I can, and like I just try to stay on top of that. But like I said, I just thank you for the love that you guys have given me. I understand that time is valuable, and to spend a few minutes with me just to check out my opinions and to give me your opinions, man, that's super valuable, super extreme, and I value that very much. I just want to say thank you. So, like I said, I'm Ed Honcho. This is South Sports. Deuce up. You know what that means? That means I'm out like the Rockets' chances of winning the playoffs or winning the fucking season. They out. I'm out like the Rockets were out last night. But I ain't get blown out, okay? I will never get blown out. You understand me? I'm like LeVar Ball. I'm undefeated. I never lose. That man's crazy. We definitely got to talk about that guy, but he's not from Houston, so but we'll find a way. Anyway, I'm Ed Honcho. Deuce up, man. I'm out.